Guys, what's up? This is Carter. There's four different types of splits, okay? Well, that we're gonna focus on here. So, the first one is typically called a bro split, and what this is it's like training one body part per day. So, you go chest on Monday, back on Tuesday, and then arms on Wednesday, shoulders on Thursday, legs on Friday, and rinse repeat. Like usually people stop on the fifth day, so that's called the bro split or body part split. And then there's the second one, which is the upper lower. You alternate between upper and lower. For your upper body, you'd focus your chest, your shoulders, your back, and your arms. Your arms are part of your upper body. So then on the second half, you would focus on Mondays, upper body, Tuesday, lower, Wednesday, upper, Thursday, lower, Friday, upper, right? And then you typically, depending on how many days you want to work out, like if you're extreme and like super fit or whatever, you want to work out like, let's say you want to work out 6 days, then you just keep alternating, and then after your rest day, you would do the portion that you didn't do. Let's say on Saturday you did upper body, then on Monday you do lower body, right? And then you just keep the thing going. So the third split that you could choose is push-pull legs. Honestly, I think this is my favorite personally, because it's just you get like an adequate amount of rest. I find it really makes sense. So you basically go chest and triceps and shoulders for push one day. On the pull, you would do back, biceps, any other muscles involved with the pulling motion. And then push is like exactly what it sounds like. It's just pushing things like bench press and dips and push-ups. And pull is like chin-ups or pull-ups or deadlifts and that kind of thing. And then legs is, it's self-explanatory again. It's just like hamstrings, calves, front part of your leg. Typically you'll go 3 days on, and then you'll take a rest day. And you'll basically just alternate between these 3 sets of muscles every 3 days. The idea behind it is that after you work, let's say you did push on Monday, on Friday you would have rested about 48 hours, and that's how much you want to wait between working the same muscle groups, because then it gives them the adequate rest they need in order to grow, right? That's why I like push and pull and leg split, because it's pretty awesome. It's pretty badass. Third and final one is total body. Okay, so what is total body? Doing full body exercises, right? And this is just things like, lots of calisthenics do this, like and what calisthenics are, if you don't know, they're basically like body weight exercises. So like push-ups, sit-ups, and any anaerobic exercise, or running, or jumping, or squats, or anything that involves many muscle groups. It's very, very good for beginners because it's easily accessible. Like you can do it anywhere. It really gives you a feel for lots of exercises because you get the most exposure to everything, right? Because every day you're training full body. Like, of course, as a beginner, you probably don't want to do more than 4 days, I would say, unless you're experienced with that kind of thing. But it's because it'll wear down on you. So what are the pros and cons of each? I kind of went over them, but we'll just quickly recap. So the pros of a bodybuilder split, or a body part split, or a bro split. It's very, very easy to focus on one body part, right? You can just totally annihilate the body part, right? You can get it to failure, and it's really, really good for your muscles. But the cons about this is that it takes a lot of time, and it's almost not as good for people who are natural, because your body tends to, for example, let's say you do arms right after chest, you're still going to be using those chest muscles as you're doing triceps, right? Because they work together in some ways. Even though you're trying to isolate it's almost impossible to isolate completely the body part that you're working. So the muscle usually won't get as much rest as it maybe should or could. Whereas if, for example, someone's on steroids, they don't need to rest nearly as much. Upper lower split. So the pros of this are you get 48 hours plus of rest time when implemented right. It's very easy to follow because it's very self-explanatory. Just anything, you just follow the name of the split and you're good for that day. Another con I could add for the bro split, I did this for a good 2 years actually. I did this for a long time when I was starting. I actually just recently stopped doing it because I wanted to see if I could get better results, and I actually did get better results with push-pull legs. And the reason why is because, that you get more rest. Push-pull legs, the bad side of it is that it requires a lot more time because you need 3 days in and then 1 day out, so it might be hard on your body. So you might need to take it down a notch if you're a beginner. It's just very strenuous. Total body. Pros and cons for total body. Well, total body, it really exposes you to many exercises, and I believe that it's best to start off with body weight stuff, because then if you can control your own weight, you can control the weight around you. If you can control yourself on a pull-up or an Australian pull-up, right, where you're under the bar, you're manipulating your own movement, then you'll definitely be able to move other things like dumbbells and do shoulder press and bench press. And you can still do this while doing a full body split. It's just you really want to make sure as a beginner that you incorporate body weight, because it's very fundamental and it'll really increase your strength on many of the core lifts like deadlift and bench press and squats. The downsides, well, it's very taxing, right? It's a very cardiovascular type workout. And you won't really be able to isolate muscles as much because you're always trying to get the general effect, right? You're trying to work everything evenly out, and you won't be able to isolate nearly as much. Let's say you're just new to training, you're anywhere from 0 to 24 months in. I would definitely suggest doing a full body. It gives you the most exposure to exercises, right? And that's what you want, because you're going to get these newbie gains, right? And they're basically, it builds your muscle really, really fast, right? Like you get bigger muscles than I have right here. And your body doesn't know anything, and the more you can expose your body to things it doesn't know, the stronger it will become. Like you always want to be doing stuff that's uncomfortable to you, because once your body becomes adapted, it isn't benefiting you nearly as much as it did before. Like, for example, if you do squats for 6 months and you're like, oh, hey, I love squats, that's probably a good sign that you should switch up and do something else. Like, if you're doing back squats, like with barbell on your back, maybe you should switch to, like, bench press. Or not bench press, why do I say bench press? Maybe you should switch to leg press or front squat, or just anything that uses those muscles, that different exercise. For advanced, you definitely want to work on your push-pull legs because it gives you enough rest. However, if you miss a day, it can cost you, so that's why I recommend you at least be intermediate, right? Because then you have that consistency. Because when you're beginning, you don't really have as much consistency because you're still building that drive. All right, guys, thanks for watching. It's been a pleasure. I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.